Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another live stream of Delightful underscore Dawn, aka Dawn. You see, it's so many new things. Follow me on social media at Delightful underscore Dawn on Instagram as well as Twitter, which I'm not as active. On Tickety Talk is Delightful underscore Dawn one. Also give this video a like, and if you are watching the replay, don't forget to comment throughout the video. Hello, hello, hello. I just feel so like I'm not going to the comments yet because I'm just doing a little intro because my brain. I'm not gonna claim I have ADHD, but y'all, I cannot multitask to save my life. I cannot. I think I do a pretty good job at it, and I feel like it can be done. But I get so excited, then I get off topic. But I'm about to go to the comments here in just a bit. I thought it was only fitting to put our topic as babes and boundaries. August goes. Happy August 1st. How is everyone doing on this beautiful August day? Isn't it kind of odd that August fell on a Thursday? Do anybody get like how weird that is? Hey, Brianna. Shout out to Brianna Coleman, realtor extraordinaire. She says, hey there. She's finishing up on her workout. Ooh, what's your workout plan, girl? I need to put that on my one of my goals. Look. I forgot that should be a goal. That part. Hey, Liz. She says, hey, everybody. Hey, girl. Hey. But yes, I don't know if I want to start with the goals. I want to start with the boundaries. I don't think I'm gonna start with the goals. So shout out to Slasher Chick. She's a YouTube content creator here in the YouTube land and streets. She gifted me a audiobook called 12 week 12 week 12 week plan. I feel like it was called I don't know about thing. That's my dumb self, not dumb. I'm gonna call myself dumb. 12 week year. It was called 12 week year, which this book was supposed to help me prepare or set up a step by step system to achieving a 12-week goal. So basically, some people can do within 12 months, or maybe you have like a particular time frame you want to get those goals done and actually put them in action and challenge yourself to get them completed. So shout out to her for helping me with that and gifting me that book because I think it's going to be really good to get some of these goals that I have set for August to actually come to life here. Shout out to the 5 people in the stream. Go ahead and thumbs up the video. Hey, Whitney. She says, hey, Don, how are you? Happy first slash Thursday. I am good. A beautiful day. I'm so excited to start off it's not the start, it's the end. I am literally, chillaxing in my home, having me a candle on, burning, giving us the good little vibe in the house. So who could be happy when you got a candle burning? I mean, it's giving. She's saying hi to the people in the streets. And how are you doing, Whitney? You can gift an audiobook. Yes, you can. Alicia did. Alicia gifted me an audiobook, and so far I listened to the full audiobook. I have my goals to share with you guys, and what my plan is to complete that goal as much as I can. Share. Oh, shout out to Top Flight Security, Mac. Mac TV, y'all. Mac had I don't know his recent video, but I recently watched his video where he did like this time capsule. To me, it gave very much. What is that show? Where he gave us like this blast from the past of him and his dad. And it's almost kind of interesting how Mac is almost in his family where his family kind of records everything. Because in the video you saw his dad recording him and talking to him. It was very sentimental. Mac, just was an adorable little kid. Top Flight Security. He's Mac saying hey to everybody. You know how we do. How we doing? How we doing? Hey, who's Matthew? Did I miss Matthew? Matthew Whittington. Hey, he said the August goals for this month. I'm about to go over it, Matthew. Hey, Matthew. Hey. Everyone saying, hey. Let me know if you need another. I have so many unused credits. Girl, don't tell me that. I love audiobooks. I am like a audiobook whore. Um, at this point, in the last month, I've been listening to 4 audiobooks. And I have this app where I can get them free, but then I have to wait for them to be um pretty much unused. It's like the library app. But girl, let me know. I can find me a book to read. Not too much. It was so adorable. I don't know why he's doing it. Don, we can't hear you. You can't hear me? Y'all still can't hear me? Okay, let me know. Can anyone hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me so I can tell y'all my goals. The one time I don't freaking use my mic is the one time that y'all can't hear me. Okay. I think maybe Whitney can't hear you. I haven't finished a book yet, and you get credits every month. Brianna, ridiculous, unexcusable. Okay, they can hear me. All right, so the goal that Don have, I'm about to sit up because that way we don't get no complaints. I'm in the bed. Don't blame me. Don't talk about me. But I'm in the bed chillaxing because I didn't feel like going into my office area. My goal, as you know, is to implement the 12-week year plan goal, which is one being on YouTube consistently this month. Meaning y'all would get a vlog from me, y'all would get lives from me, and I am committing to that for the month of August and trying to have a consistent schedule for the year because I feel like it's a lot that's been going on. Oh, I'm getting heartburn with my life, and I just want to shout out like my routine daily. Scrappy has been such a pure joy to be a foster mom to him. Navigating, paying rent, food, gas here and there. Y'all, my car, y'all already know my car has been towed 2 times being in this apartment complex, which has threw a wrench through my little belly. Okay. But I just want to show y'all what I be doing throughout the year. This particular weekend, I have some stuff going on where I can show y'all like what's happening. So I think that would be fun. I also want to um, go on like a 50, like not 51st dates, but I want to go on solo dates. So that's another goal for myself is to go like to actively date myself, meaning I'm going on these dates alone. And so I've made a list of dates that I can do for myself, by myself, inexpensive, as well as free. And it's gonna be fun. I think I'll try to capture those. Maybe those can be videos that I can prepare for more of like TikTok, Instagram type of vibe, and y'all can enjoy those. But those are like my two really only 2 goals that I have for myself for this particular month and probably like the duration of the year. And then if they change, then I will let y'all know. I've been doing really good in a lot of other stuff in my life, but this is not that type of line because we know we like our men lives. Hello. That would have to be, a set live. Okay, you can hear me. Oh, Liz says, "Oh, really? What have you been listening to?" So, what's in my audio? He says, "So we can start a book club." Period. I'm about to tell y'all what's been on here. So, I'm currently listening to a series of A Court of Mist and Fury, which is Sarah J. Maas. She has it's basically a fairy fantasy book. And then right now I'm listening to with my brother called Atomic Habits by James Clear, which honestly, like while listening to I've like a lot of good nuggets to where I'm like how you can kind of reevaluate your habits and like mainstream those to be better, especially for someone who is in a leadership role or are leading others. Yes, I don't know. Let me look at the ones I've had before. I wanted to show. Okay, then prior to that, I listened to Quiet Leadership, which was a leadership book that talked about 6 steps into transforming performance at work. So this was more like, as someone who is a boss and is leading others. What is Scrappy doing? These are the ones that I read this month. So with the Sarah J. Maas, that's a book series. I'm on the second book for her. So that's my second one. So that's how we came up to 4 books. So I need to kind of finish Atomic Habits and finish my second book series with about the fantasy stories because I like fairy fantasies apparently, I guess. But it's been good, y'all. Very dramatic. But I think we can listen to Atomic Habits. Who wants good habits? I mean, come on. I'm breaking up volume wise. Maybe because I'm not in the car. Maybe because I'm in my room. Maybe let me turn down the music. I turned down the music. Maybe that will help a little bit. Thank you, Mac. I'm proud of you as always. Cash App Don J11 period. Look, I had to put the Cash App so I know it's real. Cash App so I know it's real. I want to go live, but I'm so nervous. Mac, stop playing with us. Okay, so Mac is like the live king. Okay, if there was ever going to be a king of lives and setting up like the setup of all setups, that would be Mac. Mac had, I don't know if he still has it, but he had a streaming show that was on Facebook, YouTube. Okay, so Mac knows how to stream. But I understand when it's been so long that you just kind of need a push back into it. But yes, Mac, let us know when you go live so we can be there to support. Hey, Sierra Janae, Sierra Janae, Sierra Janae. Girl, where you been at? Not all my people here. Hey, girl, where you been at? I miss you. Said I miss y'all. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Mac. Hey, girl. Hey, it's been a minute. I remember. Sierra, are you in Houston, right? I'm gonna be in Houston next month. Tell me where you at. I feel like you were in Houston, so I remember you doing the show with the YouTube group, like the content creator show. Okay, we can get into the boundaries as we say hello. So with the mindset of doing where I was talking about, I have these particular goals. This is something I wouldn't put on my goal list. It's just more of me kind of reminding myself of healthy boundaries that I need to be incorporating for myself as well as others. And so I'm gonna go over like, what that means for me. I don't know how people set boundaries or if anyone set boundaries when it comes to their family, loved ones, people at work. And boundaries allow us to feel safe, respected, both physically and emotionally. People honoring our limits to help us take better care of ourselves, for us to build trust, prevent burnout. Because as we all know, we work or we deal with family members, and sometimes we burn out ourselves to an extent because we don't set those proper boundaries for ourselves and for others. And it infuses more meaningful authenticity into our relationships. So I would say like a way to create boundaries or just setting healthy boundaries is one, communicating with clarity and understanding. So what that means for me is making sure you're able to verbalize whether it's to yourself. I would say write it down what that looks like for yourself. Practice saying like you're not going to explain yourself or offer excuses for why you feel the way that you feel when you want to do something. As an example, let's say as a phrase you can say no thank you, thanks but I can't. Like just setting up boundaries and then how to let someone know when a boundary has been violated. And I know when you use the term violation you feel like, okay, well, not everybody know your boundaries. You know what I mean? Everyone doesn't know the boundaries of Mac. Everyone doesn't know the boundaries of Sierra. or the boundaries of Whitney. And when they are crossed and you feel like you need to communicate that, you can say, when you blank, I felt blank. Please don't blank. It is important to me. So, as an example of this, like when you told our friends about what was going on with my family, I felt hurt and embarrassed and, violated. Please don't share things about me without my consent. It is important to me to have privacy and to feel comfortable with communicating with a friend or whoever you communicate the information with, you know. So making sure people know when your boundaries have been crossed. Something that I have learned is that sometimes I don't clarify that for people, and that's how boundaries get like stepped over. Let me go back to the Chizette. She says, "No, girl, I'm in Dallas. We was a neighbor. I'm in Fort Worth. I'm in Fort Worth now. Yeah, y'all see Sierra Janae. Sierra Janae. Yes, we was lit. Okay, they over talking. Thank you, Mac. Y'all are the best. I feel like Mac, you are like top flight streamer. So if anyone's ever the best, I feel like it's you. I'm back in these YouTube streets, of course, because I see you in there. Not Mac talking about he did Creep Squad. Oh, you talking about Creep Squad back when y'all had the Creep Squad. What's happened to the Creep Squad, Mac? As I sip my water. Are y'all still popping locking? You see, are you not you're not out here in these streets no more in the YouTube? I cannot. Okay, you in Louisville. That's not too far out. Louisville is I've never been. I've never been to Louisville. But we are neighbors, definitely. Something in the future. Hey, chat. Hey, Alicia, aka Slasher Chick. We already talked about you, girl. I always gave my little shout out to Slasher Chick, telling them about my goals and how I'm implementing the 12-week year. It is, Sierra. I agree. She says, "Girl, it was hard to keep up in these YouTube streets, and that's why I'm putting in part of my goals to actually be more, um, my presence to be seen in these YouTube streets." But yes, let me get back to my boundaries. Also, if y'all are creating these boundaries, you also want to make sure you take space and it is comfortable for you. I know that for me, how I first even know what a boundary was for myself was actually going to therapy. So a lot of people like maybe you need to like find ways to assert your boundaries, and so I found that way because sometimes you feel guilty telling people that you have a boundary, or you're nervous of addressing those boundaries with people and establishing limits with them. So you want to make sure that you're giving yourself space and time to build up your tolerance for it. And that's whether breathing exercise, meditation, and like you have a trusted friend that you can communicate that boundary to, or a therapist, you know. Also, don't forget that boundaries can be flexible. Basically meaning that there is no particular rules when it comes to boundaries. Like you don't have to be rigid and be like, if I don't stick to my boundaries, then it's all everything is cut off, gone. Give yourself, grace when it comes to stuff like that. Of course, you can prepare yourself. Make sure you know that not all people are perfect. So meaning people may not respect your boundaries, and um, that may be hard to even go through that because some people may see it as being manipulative, abusive. You want to make sure you know what are your triggers, so when those boundaries are crossed, how are you going to react? Because sometimes we can step on people boundaries. I know for a fact I'm not a perfect person, and sometimes I can maybe, be disrespectful, and just because I'm acting out, I can, maybe tip the line of someone else's boundaries that they're setting. Thank you. Thank you, Alicia. Hey, Coach Sherry. Say hi to Coach Sherry. Say hi. With that being said, when when a boundary has been crossed, how do we deal with that? Like, how do y'all deal with people crossing your boundary? Because I know, Lord knows, I'm still learning for myself. And I feel like one thing you need to do is cultivate clarity around what you want to do if someone consistently disrespects your boundaries. So if you are a person where like someone overstepped my boundary and they didn't listen, but they weren't aware that there was a boundary to be stepped, like that's not fair. If people don't know that there's a line of a boundary, like you just can't say, well, they crossed one of my boundaries, they are disrespectful, and like completely send them to a Bible, not a Bible. Send them to the pits of hell. You cannot do that. I mean, I feel like you can do whatever you want to do, period. But I'm saying, like, there needs to somehow be, you need to let people know these are my boundaries. So when they do cross them, you know how you want to actually like deal with someone crossing that boundaries, whether you want to you want to extend a second chance, make sure you have like this set rule of you like asserting yourself to say these are my boundaries and you cross them, or if you want to stay firm and be like, you know what, I don't want to continue this relationship with a friend, family member, or someone that you thought was in your trusted circle, because like I said, everyone doesn't know your boundary. Like it's, and also it's not everyone's job to know your boundary. You should be, as the person, as the curator of your life, you should be able to let people know your boundaries as an individual. And you should be a lot of people are not that, I'm not gonna say wise, but not that conscious to be I'm trying to say this without being disrespectful. A lot of people don't know how to articulate when how they feel, and to do it in a way to where people can receive it to where it's not disrespectful, or they have like defensive wise, like to be like a conscious adult. And I feel like that those are issues that happen as children. So I always try to make sure that my nephews know that they can talk to me about anything. If something they say is not appropriate, what that conversation looks like. So when they're older and they're having a disagreement, or maybe they may cross someone's boundary, they're not taking it as, a personal jab to them as a person, because boundaries are set to that particular person than which you talk to, whether it's yourself or another person. And so you need to be able to articulate what your boundary is, and you need to know as that person when to enforce that boundary with that person. And a lot of times we have issues with boundaries when it comes to really family members and relationships. Relationships mean like our intimate partners. And so you need to figure out what happens when that person, you know, cross that boundary. And for me, that has always been like one of the biggest issues that I have is just seeing cutting people off. Like my mom would cut people off for no, not saying no apparent reason, but it has been evident that she doesn't articulate her boundaries and to cut people off and then expect them to understand why. And she's like, well, I've communicated, but no, you haven't effectively communicated that this was something that was a problem. And if they continue to do it, then you would have to eliminate them from your circle, or to out to kind of like spaz out to where people would be like, well, dang, well, they didn't really. I don't feel like they was, actual adult about the situation, because no one knew about the situation that they had, like they had created. So I just try to make sure that my first go to is not to cut people off, but also know that in stressful situations, in the last couple of years, I have communicated to the abundance with someone when it comes to me before I'm like, hey, I can't deal with this no more. This is what's happening. And I just feel like sometimes maybe the person couldn't meet me where I was at, and I just had to choose. I had to choose myself in those particular situations, whether or not they can understand it or not. I can't explain myself 30,000 times to a person, especially when I'm going through life trauma. And unfortunately, people have their different seasons with folks, and people um, have they trauma bond sometimes. And I feel like a lot of times I've trauma bond with people to where I don't like people a part of my support not being there no more. especially when life happens. And so when they're no longer a part of my support system, I'm learning that it's not the end all be all for those situations. Let me go back to the check. Make sure I didn't miss nothing. Okay, everybody said hi to coach. Check, you said check it immediately, period. So yes, you have to check those moments immediately. And Coach Sherry is like awesome. Y'all check out her channel. She is a consistent YouTuber here in these streets. Max says your boundaries are definitely a safe space. Agreed. Coach says if they don't know, then I have a conversation about it immediately. You're right. They may not know. And that has been a situation for a lot of people. And then sometimes when we get older, especially a lot of people have a lot of trauma within their families and not setting boundaries. I feel like it happens a lot, like in African American families and Hispanics, because people culture wise, it's like this is how things are done, especially older generations where they're like, you don't talk back, or we can assert ourselves in your life, and you just have to accept it. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it's not acceptable, especially for us new generation. Like, we're not going to accept you being disrespectful to us, and when that happens, this is the consequences for those particular actions. And so I feel like that's something that is important to implement in your life. And you could write it down. You could write down like a script of what you say when someone, cross that particular boundary. And as a person, I feel like that's what therapy is good for. You just having like a good foundation of friendship. Write down what your boundaries are. So how do you expect people not to step over your boundaries if you don't even know what your boundaries are? A lot of people don't know, in which I don't think it's not heard of. Some people don't know. Like, they don't know why they react the way that they react when certain people say certain things, or it can trigger them to where they're upset, they feel unsafe because they don't know. So maybe you need to sit down and figure out, like, what are my boundaries when it comes to these particular situations, and then what do I do when I feel that they have been violated in a sense. I don't like using that word violated, but I know I think that's the best way to explain it. I don't know, crossed. Someone else can say, like, what is a better way to explain that part? That's all you can do is communicate. Just come from Slasher Chick and give people the chance to either show if they can or cannot do it. Agreed. Agreed. At the end of the day, we want to respect other people's boundaries. People often give us physical or verbal cues about their own boundaries. Notice if they can, if you can step back, avoid eye contact, or if they seem uncomfortable. Now that can also, like, I feel like that's always, discernment is a really big thing. A lot of people don't know social cues to know, like, when they're making someone uncomfortable. But sometimes you can ask someone for feedback, like, how do you feel about that? Can I ask you something personal before you, like, go into, like, have you ever did X? Well, if you know that this is something that can be like an intimate conversation, or it can be uncomfortable for people. Some people don't believe in boundaries with others. Like, well, I don't care. Like, if I have something to say, I'm gonna say it, which isn't acceptable. You are a grown adult, um, and the reason that you lack empathy or respect for others because you've never been shown that either as a child or in adolescence, to where now you are okay and comfortable with disrespecting people boundaries. So you have to also think as a person, as an individual, like, what is acceptable for you as a person when it comes to boundaries and respecting other people's boundaries. And even like you say, if you don't know, of course, a person has to communicate the information. But before you, half the time you can notice someone behavior, like if they are uncomfortable after you say something, or it may be a sensitive topic, whether it comes to like family, whether it comes to, like, a lot of times people don't know, when you talk about children, when you talk about having children, that was something I had to learn later on in life, where someone was like, "Hey, you shouldn't have said that," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Well, a lot of people have issues with fertility, and when you brought up the fact that being older, like people being old and not having kids, that could have been a sensitive topic for that particular group that you're choosing. You never know what people are going through. So when it comes to stuff like that, I try to like think like, hey, is this a safe place? Or you want to ask, is this safe for me to have this conversation and kind of like um summarize what you think that you want to bring up in topic and then go from there. What it so yeah. That's that's my little boundary tidbits of what Dawn is working on when it comes to self is it's like establishing boundaries for myself, making sure that I'm aware of boundaries for others. And recently there's a situation to where like I have figured out I keep putting myself in these situations for my boundaries to be crossed because I'm literally setting it up for me to get upset with a particular person in my family. And I'm like, I keep getting upset when this person says these things, but I'm literally talking to them. So for a while, I had to like literally not answer their phone call every time they called me because I knew something that they were going to say was going to be inappropriate and it was going to trigger me. So then it got to the point where I'm like, hey, if you talk about this, I'm not going to be able to engage in conversation with you. And if you continue to talk about it, I would have to disconnect the phone in mid conversation because it's just too much for me. And they're like, okay, well, we can talk about something else. Yes, we're gonna have to because it's sometimes too much for me. And that's just what it was. For the longest, I would have to mute conversations from people in my text thread because it became overwhelming trying to tell someone like not recently, probably last 2 months. I said you text excessively, and it sometimes stresses me out. Which you probably think like that is just uh a very weird thing to be like pressed about. But the excessive texting can sometimes stress me out because I feel like I have to respond and you text back to back to back to back. And sometimes I don't know what you're talking about and I don't have time to respond. So then I feel rude for responding late. So sometimes I just mute your messages and then come to it so that way I don't feel like I'm ignoring you, but I'll get to it without having to hear the abundance of the dings. Um, for the longest, Scrappy, please stop barking at the people. Please, 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 Lord, y'all. My dog is what he gonna do if he ain't gonna do nothing else? He gonna bark. If he ain't gonna do nothing else, he is going to bark. Um, also something as a boundary that I set for myself and for others is that when I get upset, I'm not going. I am a cursor, y'all. Something that is very much new for me, where it's like it used to be real bad when I first got out of college. Then I had a friend of mine had checked me like, "Hey, you are like going in," and it said, "You don't even sound right coming from you." Then recently, like when I get mad, I get like livid, and then I'm like, "Okay, you just need to like check yourself because sometimes cursing can be like too much for other people too." So I'm limiting, limiting my, my vulgar potty mouth sometimes for people, for myself as well, because I don't want to be going off on everybody. Okay. What that is so random, Mac. What is one thing you can't leave your house without? My phone. What do you mean? Besides the keys, my phone. If I don't have my phone, I feel like I'm disconnected to the world. Normally, as a woman, um, I feel like the main items that we have is what we have: our phone, our purse, which contains our phone, chapstick or lipstick, keys, and perfume because we want to smell delicious at all times of the day, at least for myself. What is one thing that you can't leave without the house, Mac? I always wonder about men. Is it just y'all phone too? Hey, Lydia Shay. Is it Lydia? I thought it's not Lydia. I think it was Lee Deshay. Tell me how. Tell me how to say it. She says, "Hey everyone, hey girl, hey." At this point, like our conversation about our goals and boundaries have been talked about. We just having conversation before I jump off the street. I don't even know how long I've been um on here. I've been on live since 8:30 and it's 9:06. So we're gonna try to go a good a good little minute. We've been here 34 minutes. Liz says Led Shay. Lee Shay. Oh, Lee Deshay. Lee Deshay. Tell me if I got it right. Ooh, I always get excited when people names. My phone and okay. Lizzie said the things that she can't leave the house with is her phone and Switch lip gloss. Is it Switch lip glass? What is the lip glass? Oh, I got it. Ooh, she in there. I don't know what she's talking about. I'm assuming the phone, her Switch, and lip gloss. Switch meaning the game system. What is something y'all? This is a question for Mac. What is one thing you can't leave the house without? He said one thing. I feel like number one, like without the obvious of the keys to lock the door, is my phone. Like I need, because technically in my car I have my lip gloss, my chapstick just in case, a little backup. But I feel like that's like the number one thing that I cannot leave the house without. That is very like on my top list. Oh, she said yes, lip gloss. Maybe it was me. I don't know why I read. I feel like I had to read it like you, um, when I had to go back to read the comment. I don't know, but yes, I'm okay. So tomorrow, I'm trying to figure out when I want to start the whole vlogging. I guess tomorrow I'm leaving the house to go and do some errands and to get some stuff for an event next week to get all this settled. So probably that's when I vlog. I think I need to change my icon for the lives because I am no longer a bald baddie. I haven't had short hair in about 2 years. I haven't been blonde in about 3 years. And I am so not that size in this video, in this picture. I think it's so cute. I just like how my makeup was on this day. I went out to dinner with a friend. We went to like this black owned steak restaurant in Dallas. And the vibe was us. The food was mediocre, but the vibe was definitely us when we went to have our little steak dinner. But yes, y'all don't forget to thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and to comment as the video oh my god, can I talk? Progress. That's why I'm gonna stop doing lives, because lives I be messing up words. It just don't be working for me. That's why I'm going back to the vlogs, because I was doing the lives every week, every day, and it was not working out. Hold on, y'all. Okay. I found some questions, so I'm not. I don't want to have idle time before my live is completely over. So after the boundaries, then I can ask my questions. Um, well, this is a good one for another time. I'm not gonna do this one. I found an article about 6 questions to ask yourself when you don't know your next move, which is a blog from this young lady named Nicole. She is a 3-time cancer survivor, former corporate hustler, wellness warrior, digital nomad, and new mama, apparently. So I think that might be our next live where I can go over those particular questions and maybe make it fun. I feel like now the live stream has dimmed down. It has dimmed, and I'm not gonna be before y'all too long because my phone is about to die. My computer is like simmering down. Not unless y'all have any questions for me. then we will get off. So if no one has any questions or comments, concerns to bring to the masses, we're gonna get off of this Lizzie live, and we'll be back for another day this week. We just want to start off the good old August with a bang because August is gonna be pretty much freaking amazing. I'm gonna name it and claim it for everyone in this live stream. Max say he's coming back with a vengeance. Slasher Chick is giving us content every day. Coach Sherry is giving us our good old motivation per usual, and it's gonna be awesome. I feel like I'm about to figure out. I'm trying to get Sierra Janae back into YouTube, but I don't think she is. She got off. Brianna's still doing her thug thizzle when it comes to making content for our realtor guys and girlies. So I'm excited about that. Yes, happy August, Alicia. Happy freaking August. We starting off with a bigger biggity bang, and it's gonna be great. And I'm excited to go on this journey with y'all, and that I still got a little excitement in my voice and in my twang in this 2024 lane. But yes, we're gonna get off because I think we come to our end. Y'all don't forget to oh, okay. she got we have something. Just a little quote before we go. She says, I don't have a question, but I want to thank you for giving me the idea to make some moves this month. Period, Liz. Go ahead and write it down. I am so thankful that we got some motivation to set some goals and put some stuff in action because August just sounds nice just to reset and just get stuff together. Okay? I'm ready to make some changes. I'm ready to get active. I'm ready to get my brain off of the foolery and back into the groove of life. And I'm ready to do that with y'all. She says I wasn't going to set any goals or push myself this month to do anything special, but now I am motivated. Whoop whoop. Motivation, motivation, motivation. Ew. I don't know if that's a real song or not. I just be talking sometimes. Well, good. Everyone, make a goal. Let's set some goals and let's smash them for the month of August, September, October, November, D freaking December. Because this year is going to be the rest of the year. We're going to give it our complete all 10 years in the game. Not on YouTube, I think, but I'm just saying 10 years. Since 2014 is when I kind of got out of my shell back 10 years ago, and I said I want to make my mark and I want to be a creator because that was my goal. And I feel like in some way, shape, or form, I am creating. Um, and I think that I'm doing a pretty decent job for what I can do and having a little elevation in my life. But yes, don't forget to thumbs up this live, subscribe to my channel, comment as the video progresses, follow me on all social media networks. Which is delightful. I can't even talk. I need to get back into the game. Delightful underscore Dawn, and continue to stay unapologetically you in all that you do. Peace, love, and hair grease, everyone.